I'd like to just touch upon some benefits of blending. So, although blended learning has become the norm, uh, it still helps to talk about what exactly does it, what are the various things involved in the mix. So, you have your classroom trainings, you have the e learnings, and you have your performance support. Now, thanks to technology, digital classrooms or virtual classrooms are a close second. So basically, in fact, even this webinar itself is an example of a digital classroom or a digital meeting room where we are actually talking and discussing a certain topic. Now, some of the benefits of blended learning are that it helps us to make the best of both worlds. I think there is no dispute that classroom training is highly effective in certain situations. And in fact, if you look at how training budgets are still allocated, 50 to 60% of our training budgets still are allocated for classroom training. Uh, there is no doubt about it that classroom training has its place. But the beauty with blended learning, which makes use of technology to offer other formats of learning, is that you can make the best of both worlds. So essentially, you save what is really critical and high, which is really very high stake, high value learning for the classroom, and you divide up the rest of the learning content into various digital formats so that your face time with your learners is kept to the barest minimum while being highly effective. So it makes the best of both worlds. And here are some other benefits. It streamlines both the time and cost. I think, given that most organizations have a global presence with employees requiring to be trained at every location simultaneously, blended learning is something which can be leveraged very well to streamline the training time, because just the sheer time that it takes for people to gather for a classroom session is something that can be contained when you use other formats in addition to the core classroom sessions. And in fact, for some kinds of trainings, you can even make it entirely digital. We'll look at that shortly. And then, of course, blended learning supports just in time learning. Typically, learners are most ready to learn when there is a need. So when I have a need and I just need access to learning, I don't have the luxury of just having a classroom on demand. This is where a blended solution works, because I can just pull up the required resources which are available digitally, and I have just in time support for my learning. And it encourages continuous learning, as I mentioned previously, because learning is a process and not a one off event. The blended approach actually accommodates the learning process very well. And of course, it also offers a great deal of flexibility because you're not bound by any location or any duration. Uh, this refers to the digital part of the blended solution, of course. And basically, it improves the overall training effectiveness because long past the trainings are done, they're still available for learners to visit as many times as they wish to. And now, with classroom trainings also being recorded and hosted on an LMS, you have the benefit of even accessing live sessions through the recordings. So, this really makes the best of both worlds. Now, why is blended learning catching on? Why has it become so popular today? I think there are a couple of reasons which we all may be familiar with. The the boom in the use of mobile devices is one of the leading reasons, because now a lot of training, a lot of learning is happening through the mobile device, and with a, a very substantial number of people uh, being from the millennial group who are part of the workforce. They are the ones who grew up in a digital environment. They grew up with laptops, with mobiles, with tablets. So this is, I think, we see an increasing number of them entering the workforce, and training has had to adapt itself to accommodate this new demographic as well. And then, of course, the main reason, the rapid globalization of business, where time to market is of great essence, and how quickly you roll out your training can make all the difference between you having an edge over your competition or you losing out even if you have a better product. So these are some of the reasons why blended learning has really become the norm. and more organizations are going in for this kind of a solution.